Can we get some on-scene conditions from you? Just a second. Yes, so it is broken between 2,200 and 1,500, but it's still very cloudy. We only just broke the cloud at approximately 600 feet, and it's about a quarter-mile visibility. 505 for 46. Copy, thanks for the pilot report. Yeah, appreciate you guys being out here. Yeah, he's basically wondering if you guys are planning a bow hoist, in which case he'll get it out of the way off to the port side.
Several Southern Command helicopters arriving near Venezuela dealt another blow to Chavista dictator Nicolás Maduro from the United States. The aircraft carried out a bold patrol exactly along the maritime line that separates Venezuela from international waters, making this the closest military movement to Venezuelan territory since the beginning of the so-called Operation Final Circle. The use of MH-60 Seahawk helicopters, known for their high versatility in naval operations, put the Chavista regime on maximum alert. And it intensified the tension around Nicolás Maduro, who, facing growing pressure, began sleeping in a different place every night, as a way to avoid possible intelligence actions or capture. Welcome to Life in the Barracks. Records from the flight radar platform confirm that the United States Navy helicopters flew a calculated route with the goal of sending a direct message to the Chavista regime. The border is marked, and any attempt to cross it will be met with immediate force. This move by the Pentagon is not just an exercise of power, but a clear demonstration that Donald Trump's administration is willing to intensify the pressure until Maduro is neutralized. The MH-60 Seahawk helicopter is considered the wild card of naval operations. Designed for maritime environments, it operates in anti-submarine and anti-surface warfare missions, search and rescue, interdiction of suspicious vessels, medical evacuation, and troop transport. Its technological arsenal and its most modern variants are equipped with advanced sensors, making it indispensable for open sea patrols, like Venezuela's surrounding waters. The proximity of this military operation to the Venezuelan coast had an immediate effect inside the Miraflores Palace. Sources say Nicolás Maduro never sleeps in the same place 2 nights in a row, constantly changing hiding places to reduce the chances of a surgical attack. Only a small group of Venezuelan generals knows the exact location of Nicolás Maduro, which shows the level of fear and paranoia within the regime. This maneuver by the Southern Command with the deployment of war helicopters also represents a change in the United States strategy. So far, the actions have been mainly naval and distant from Venezuela. But the deployment of versatile aircraft for patrol and observation missions indicates that the White House is preparing for tactical intervention scenarios, which may include capturing authorities and direct combat against irregular forces operating in the region. Donald Trump, in recent statements, made it clear that Maduro and his narco-terrorist allies are considered priority targets. The American president stated that any provocation against his country's forces will be met with a devastating response. This rhetoric amplifies the operation's visual impact, creating a psychological siege around Caracas. On the Venezuelan side, the official narrative is that the United States is conducting a psychological war to weaken internal unity. The speech claims Southern Command's actions are merely intimidation, but Caribbean Sea movements prove otherwise. It's a gradual escalation which increases every week. Use of advanced fighter jets against torpedo boats, a nuclear submarine, and more than 10,000 troops positioned in strategic areas. Make it clear that this is not a symbolic operation. This is a typical war mobilization, expanding by using military bases in countries near Venezuela to surround the Chavista regime from multiple directions. However, using helicopters like the Seahawk reveals an important detail. The United States seems to want to avoid an immediate landing on Venezuelan soil, which would bring high political and humanitarian costs. Instead, they seek to suffocate the regime through progressive and surgical pressure, increasing isolation and leaving Maduro with no way out. The Southern Command's strategic plans consider the risk of civilians being used as human shields, as already reported by Venezuelan opposition members. For the international community, a large-scale invasion on Venezuelan soil could cause wear and tear. With that, the use of precision air operations does not cause as much wear and tear and carries less risk of collateral damage. That would be a disaster for the United States if civilians were hit. Operation Final Circle has been a test of patience. With United States Navy helicopters patrolling the area, Trump sends a reminder that the line between the regime's security and its downfall is getting thinner and thinner. The Venezuelan military elite is also showing signs of wear. Generals who were once loyal to Chavismo are beginning to question the regime's survival in the face of such a powerful siege. Reports indicate discreet desertions and secret contacts between Venezuelan military personnel and foreign authorities. Meanwhile, narco-terrorists who use maritime routes for drug trafficking are increasingly cornered. The MH-60 Seahawk is an aircraft specialized in detecting and intercepting illicit vessels. This directly weakens the main source of parallel funding that supports the foundations of the regime backing Maduro. With this setup, the Americans can keep up the pressure for months, wearing down Maduro and forcing an internal rupture. Direct intervention would only happen if the dictator made a serious mistake, or if an attack was launched from Venezuelan territory against American forces. The psychological effect of helicopters flying so close to the maritime border cannot be underestimated. This image impacts the population, weakens the regime's leadership, and reinforces the view that Chavismo is isolated and trapped. Share in the comments how you think Maduro's neutralization might occur and how long it could take. Your opinion is essential for us to understand the perspective of the Vida No Cuartel community and to keep bringing increasingly relevant content to our audience. Here at Vida No Cuartel, you stay up to date with everything happening in the military world. Leave your like, subscribe, and watch one of the videos appearing on your screen. Forward combatants, until next time,